before we conclude, may I just solicit from our colleagues at yung mga kasama natin na members of Parliament if they wish to speak or give a brief remarks. Let me start with the Deputy Speaker, Attorney Shek Mastura.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ang aking pong mensahe, may kilang po, pasalamat ako sa ating mga participants at napakinggan natin yung kanilang mga hinaing. Nabilagin ko sa mga pag-alit ko siya, kinagtalo sa sentimento no, kalingan ng balikan sa susunod o kung tanong mga eleksyon. Very clear ito para kami tumay punong the message doon. We sympathize very much sa message na yun. In fact, ako rin, ang thinking ko talaga, nagkaroon tayo ng divergence once the Supreme Court decided that Sulu will be taken out of the bar. Although as a lawyer, I have real problems with regard to the interpretation of the other side. Because as you know, the question that was given to Sulu was whether or not he will ratify the bar law. And they refused to ratify it. They voted no. But they never said that we wanted out of the Bangsamoro region. So that's a bit problematic, but because we are all lawyers, then we are trained to follow the rulings of the Supreme Court. That's our mountain duty, no? As lawyers. And then we can argue probably in another case down the line, especially kung magkaroon tayo ng inclusion. So anong hope for Sulu? At this point in time, one of the mandates of the Bangsamoro Transition Authority, nung na-extend kami, ibig sabihin kung na-appoint kami, is mari-apportion o mari-allocate yung 7 seats na yan. While I agree with the reading ni Chairman of the MNLF, Minister Mole, Papagato, and former Mayor Cotabato City, Sema, na yung nakasalagay doon in case that the PTA will allocate the seats doon sa provision na binasa niya. Pero nasa explanatory note ko at lahat ng committee hearings na napakinggan ko sa Kongreso at sa Senado na dinifer nila o reset nila yung elections dahil gusto nila i-allocate yung 7 seats sa nakikirang lugar ng Bangsamoro, meaning the remaining provinces and cities. Bakit po ganun ang naging stand? Because nakalagay sa BOM is 80 seats. While yung election, hindi na-allocate yung 7 seats, magiging kulang yung parlamento. At ang issue naman po, with regard to yung paano susunod magbabalik siya. Una-una, file tayo ng bill sa Congress, no? Doon mismo sa bill sa Congress, pwede na natin so, yung 80 natin, matatagan natin yun na sabihin natin, in the fullness of time, maybe 1 or 2 years, or even a year, or even sa 2028, no? Makapalik ng Sulu, tatagdagan natin yung seats, parliament seats para sa Sulu. And depending on your population, by the way, lalabas na yung 2024 census, no? Or 2024 census, kasi last year pa yun. Posible pa hindi ng 7, baka maging 10. Kung magkaroon tayo ng election. But for the meantime, ang decision actually ng pagbabalik ng Sulu is not for us. Basically, as an exercise of right to self-determination, it is in the hands of the people of Sulu. Remember, nag-file si Senator Subiri na maibalik ng Sulu. Pero, anong una-unang nag-object sa kanila? Yung kanilang gobernador. Secondly, walang counterpart din. Meron po kasi tayong proseso na sa bill of local application, ibig sabihin, pag yung constituency mismo ang concern, dapat magagaling sa kanilang deputado, representative, their congressmen. So, narinig ko po dito sa explanation kanina na si Congressman Abristo is willing. So, baka ito pag-open ng Congress, magpa-file siya. Doon natin makikita na there is really determination or political will on the part of the people of Sulu and their leaders na maibalik ang Sulu. Tayo naman dito sa mainland, tayo mga mag-support dito sa atin, sa Maguindanao. We believe that ang Sulu belongs to Bangsamoro. At ako, talaga